I told her, could you go to pick something in the bedroom and bring to me? So she woke up and fell like a mannequin. Cause alikuwa ameganda, the legs were actually cold, they were freezing, ni kama unashika ice. Right now, Shannon is not able to move around so much. Sometimes there's a bit of mobility, but there are times she can't move at all. There are times the leg coordination becomes very bad. You'll find she's in a lot of pain, especially at night. And since the pain started, we have not slept. India needs like 3.5 million to be able to treat her, to be able to manage the flights and all that. So maybe I can tell you, if I had the cash right now, if I could sell a kidney or a liver, sijui ni part gani, masikio, macho, naweza peana, I can just go. Because I don't want to see my daughter suffering. I may suffer enough. My name is Saetwa Saitoti. I'm a mother to a 14-year-old named Shannon. Shannon is in Form 1, okay, going to Form 2. Shannon has been having this neurological issue that was diagnosed a few months ago, which we are still trying to figure out how to manage it here in Kenya. But it's become challenging. What I can say is right now, Shannon is not able to move around so much. Her mobility has been suppressed, or it's very low. Because with the transverse myelitis, which is what she has, sometimes there's a bit of mobility, but there are times she can't move at all. There are times the leg coordination becomes very bad. There are times you'll find she's in a lot of pain, especially at night. And even the neck from here, you'll find there's some pain. She can't move or maybe bend. And then at this stage, because she was admitted for the past 3 days, she has back pain. They did something called a spinal tap. Spinal tap is where they remove fluid from your spine to test for any kind of autoimmune disease. Okay, we are doing that here because the diagnosis, we got it from India. And here in Kenya, they have to confirm it's the one before they start the managing. But they can't treat it here. We haven't found any doctor who can treat here. And unfortunately, some will tell you they can and give her the wrong meds and treat the symptoms. Then when you go to a different doctor, they tell you to stop this drug because it's not supposed to be administered to her. So it's a confusing thing for us. We have to inquire. After coming from a doctor, we have to call other doctors to inquire about the same. But we are working with what is working for her. Okay, I can't say there's a drug per se that has worked, but there are others that made her worse. Like her mobility became worse. The leg coordination became worse. Initially, she didn't have neck pain. She didn't have gut issues. Gut issues, I mean, she's having blood in her in diarrhea or constipated stool with blood. That is one of the symptoms for transverse myelitis. So they gave her some meds to manage that, but it gave an allergy. So we had to stop that. So some of these things, it's like, what I can say, it's like they're not so sure what they're doing here. I can say my daughter has become a guinea pig so far. She's been done a lot of tests, some of which she had to be stabbed like 10 to 15 times by different syringes just to check how her muscle and nerves are reacting. There are some she's had to be removed blood, like a lot of blood. I can't remember how many mg, but what I can say is I'm not so sure if it's the competency of the doctors or the hospitals here in Kenya, or they're doing trial and error, if I can say so. Because since July till now, we are still doing the tests. We are still not yet there with the diagnosis. But within a month, I got a diagnosis from India because they sent their doctor and they did their assessment. We sent videos of how she is. They took all the reports, even from the time she was in the womb. And you can tell there's a difference with the Indian doctors and here, because here they just want to brush you off after 30 minutes, a few minutes, they take another client. You know, it's like it's more money oriented than the helping of the patient. There's a strength that a mother gets when their baby is sick. You get the strength to be able to comfort them, you get the strength to be able to uh, deal with the situation, like me now doing the caregiving and all, doing the hospital visits, dealing with other people. Of course, a lot will be said. They'll talk of witchcraft, they'll talk of traditional stuff, and it can be overwhelming, yeah, considering it's something that you don't know, something you've never dealt with. But Google has been one of my friends, and considering at least you can get a few answers from here and there. This condition is very new, very rare in Kenya and I think even Africa. So at least I can borrow a few things from there, what to do, what not to do. But the whole thing is I can say is a bit weighty. All these things started when she was in school. Shannon joined Form 1 this year, and around mid-June, no, early June, she started having cold allergies. She normally does have cold allergies, but now they persisted because she went to a boarding school, and I think there's a long time, like a month, 2 months before they administered. They even called me to administer the right meds. So they were giving her different medication. I don't know which kind of medication, but once they called me to go see her, I knew the right meds to give her. So I took for her some antihistamine, which is what I normally give her for the allergies. She was born with them. So once she got the right meds and got well, she stopped coughing because she can cough, cough, cough. Her eyes turn red. She can even start puking from the allergies. So once she stopped coughing, the numbing of the legs started. It was numbing from here downwards. But then I didn't know what she meant because we were talking on the phone. She was like, "Mom, you need to take me to hospital. I'm numbing legs." So I'm like, okay, numbing legs. Sim to Uganda tu na anatembea. I didn't take it seriously then. But now I told her, because they had 1 week, then they closed school. I told her, just do the exams, then you come, I'll take you to hospital. So after the 1 week she came, I think she didn't even stay a day. I told her, could you go to pick something in the bedroom and bring to me? Akashindwa kusimama. So I'm like, why are you being rude? Why are you not doing this? So alijikaza kusimama and she strained. So she woke up and fell like a mannequin. I'm like, haya, kwani this thing is serious? She was on the floor telling me, I've been telling you about this, na wewe unaona ni mchezo. Nikasema, okay, I didn't know it was this serious, because sometimes, when someone is far, you can't tell what is real, what is not. But of course, I know she doesn't exaggerate, because she's a very strong girl. Yes, wale wa kupretend. So I started asking around about such conditions, what I can do. I started now looking for solutions. Now I was looking for, because the Masai in me, let me call it that, inaniambianga first you try the herbal traditional way. So I got some advice to get her something called Epsom salt. I soak her legs there. Then we buy soup, oxtail soup, ile ingine inaitwa nini? Zile soup za magoti sijui wapi, because people had started saying, eh, huyu labda arthritis inakuja nini, You know, when she fell, I was in shock first. So I'm like, okay, you are serious about this. What's happening? How are you feeling? I had to ask her when she's on the floor first. I understand. Because I didn't know now, even waking her up, maybe I might hurt her. There's that thing you feel when someone is sick, or, you know, they are vulnerable. So you need to be careful. So I asked her, what's happening? How are you feeling? Can I help you stand up, Nini? Then I started now making calls to inquire about the whole situation, if someone knows about it, what I can do. So I got those advices of kukanda miguu, Epsom salt, the soups, Nini. Because alikuwa ameganda, the legs were actually cold, they were freezing, ni kama unashika ice. You couldn't feel. Then I'm like, hata namfinya hivi, she doesn't, she feels it from far. Even when I was burning her, like you put a hot towel, you see the way you put a hot towel in water after boiling, unamweka kwa mguu haski. I'm like, okay, what's happening? This is strange. Ananiambia I can't feel anything. So I just decided, okay, let me choma her, maybe your freezing itaisha na kuganda. So I was doing that for her in a surprise inaisha. Then inarudi. But now it was happening morning and evenings. It wasn't like most of the day. So I did that the whole of August, the holiday. Then nikasema, but it was still coming and going. I had to do it daily, even twice a day. So I did with unajua chapashoka. Chapashoka, that thing is I can say it's a miracle worker, that thing. Although when you put it a lot, inaweza kuua. That thing has some effect. It has that mental effect, then I think it soothes. So nilikuwa naeka chapashoka. I use rob after rubbing her. Then it goes. But the next day it comes. So I'm like, what demon is this? But I persisted, nikasema, okay, it's okay. Since now she's working after kukanda, I told her, since you're about to open school, you'll have to tell your friend to be doing this for you for a few. But before I took her to school, I took her to a clinic where we normally go for just normal checkup, hizi vitu ndogo. They checked her vitals, nini. They were like, this girl is okay. But I told them, just write a report, just in case there's an issue in school, she can be released. So wakafungua shule. She didn't even stay for long. I was called, Shannon is not able to walk. So I'm like, okay, this thing was supposed to be serious. Okay, nikasema, let me just rush. I know what's happening. So when I got there, they told me she's not been able to walk. Most of the time anapelekwa class, anarudishwa dorm. She has to be brought for food. Sometimes when she's alone, because I can say, yeye anakuanga na kale ka strength kake, hataki kusaidiwa, Because, sometimes when you put it in your head, you need help all the time. Inaweza kwa a different issue, but she has that ka strength. So alikuwa anatembea anaanguka kwa stairs. In fact, she has marks of huku because of falling. So nikaambiwa I need to sort that one out, because even there's disturbance, because that a class anaanguka when she's trying to wake up ama akiingia peke yake, So she couldn't do much on her own. She couldn't even bathe. Like ilikuwa inabidi asaidiwe like almost everything. So nikamchukua, then I started now asking, now this thing is not going, the kandaing thing imekata. Sasa I need help. Which doctor do you normally see? Me, I didn't know which doctor to see. Ni doctor wa arthritis, ni wa bones, ni wa nini. I didn't understand. So a few guys told me this is a nerve issue. You need to see a neurologist, neurosurgeon. I started looking for them because that in Kenya I didn't know we have any. Nimeona kwa Good Doctor and this this series. So nikapewa a contact to a neurosurgeon. Tukaenda kumwona KNH. The guy looked at her, akasema we do an MRI of the spine, CT scan brain. At first I was like hesitant. Isn't it extensive? Why are you doing this? You know, because in my head I'm like these things can mess up with you, you know. Tukaenda tukafanya the MRI and the CT scan. We did it in Nairobi West, I remember. And that day we were going to do the CT scan because I'd given out the NHIF to be sorted inilipie. Ikakuwa haiko approved. So that same day when the NHIF was rejected, Shannon numbed from the neck to the legs, to the toes. So I was in shock. Shikwa na confusion. You're like, okay, what's happening? Ameganda. We need to go. I was to go to German Center. It's in Upper Hill for the test. But I decided let me rush her to Nairobi West Hospital. She might get help there. So they said instead of administering any drugs, let's do the MRI, which we are told, and CT scan. So she was in a wheelchair the whole time. At least Nairobi West, I can say they're good because even the porters are very friendly and So they did for her the MRI and the CT scan. Tukarudi kwa the doctor in KNH. There's something that was showing lumbar punch. It was sacral stress fracture. But the doctor said that's a non-issue. That's not the thing that's making her this way. This is all psychological. Peleka mtoto shule. So I'm like, okay. Sawa. You know, there's no way you can tell a doctor anything after akwambie hivyo. So I sought a second neurologist. I was given someone at the neurology center, iko General Accident. I went there. I saw the doctor. Akamuassess. Akasema the MRI and the CT scan is okay. That thing is not an issue. So there's one more test called nerve conduction test, which we need to do. So we do that, then we come back. We did the test, came back, it doesn't show anything. So after that, the lady was like, okay, what did the first doctor say? I told her. So the lady was like, okay, I'm also going to support him. I think it's psychological. So you need to look for a therapist for this girl because we're not seeing any proof that she's sick. So, of course, I have to do what the doctor says because how many doctors were willing and they're professional. So we booked her sessions, therapy. We did 2-3 sessions. They're not getting anywhere. The therapist is like, I'm not getting anywhere with this. So I decided to seek a different opinion. So it's going to different hospital. Then we got someone, a pediatrician neurologist who said that sacral stress fracture is an issue. We need to go to an orthopedic or a spine surgeon. So I had to look for one of the best spine surgeon, ortho. Nikaenda Aga Khan. The guy saw Shannon. And this thing of doctors, when someone enters the hospital, then they have already diagnosed you, is just annoying. Because unaingia unasikia, this one, I've seen it so many times. This girl doesn't have an issue. It's all psychological. That one was irritating me. Even up to now, it still does. Because you are very sure this is not it. Okay, there are some things teenagers might hide from you. Maybe they are going through that. But the relationship I have with my daughter, I can say it's a bit close. We are a bit close. I will know when she has an issue, and we normally talk. She normally tells me about her life, school, and all that. Even if it was phobia for school, if she didn't want that school, even all the teachers in her school can tell you, Shannon is not one wa kuumia na nyamaze. Yeye ni mtetezi, Kofi Annan. So there's no way she can be having an issue na amenyamazia. So the spine surgeon told us we go see a pain management doctor and a neuropsychiatrist. So the first doctor to see was the neuropsychiatrist, because the pain management doctor wasn't available then. We went to see the guy. The guy assessed Shannon within an hour. The guy was like, this girl doesn't have a psychological issue. She must be having something to do with the nerves. He called it functional neurological disorder. So he advised we do physiotherapy. So I was like, I was told to work with you with the pain management doctor. The guy told me, you can't do that. They'll give you something called ketamine. Ketamine is not something I can advise. First of all, it's painful. It's something you wouldn't want to, even you yourself, to be done for. And it's damn expensive, because I think a session is like 50 to 100, one session, and you need like 6 onwards. So I said, let me listen to this doctor. At least he's not saying psychological, you know. So nikaenda kutafuta physiotherapy. The first day the girl was like, hopefully said, this one will do, itaisha. Within a day or two, the girl will be walking. Well, we did first day. Shannon is not walking. In fact, right now, she can't hold even a cup or anything heavy. Even the spoon was an issue. Even her phone, she couldn't. The second day, the same. So the guy changed the strategy of how he was doing the physiotherapy. Now it wasn't like the massaging and all. Ilikuwa, there's something like a bulletproof they put on your back, then inakuchoma, something hot. He did for 3 days. We were like, apana. Even him, he said, no, this one, we need to know what's going on with this girl, because this one is not working. So he advised me to go see a certain neurosurgeon. Now a different one. I went to see him. I just told him, I really need help here, because nimeenda hosi different, nimepewa dawa. And you know, from the first doctor, all of them, they were giving me different meds for nerves. And remember, they are saying it's psychological, but they are giving you sijui pronerve, meconerve, sijui akina nervoplex. Then you're wondering, watu wako serious, what is happening? Because if it's psychological, si unafaa kupeana za anxiety, antidepressants, such things. So huyo nikamwambia, I'm really desperate, we are really desperate, huyu mtoi anaumia. And remember, Shannon's issue has progressed. Now it's not jioni na asubuhi. She's numbing almost the whole day. The time she's not numbing is like 30 minutes or 1 hour. Ndio anaweza move pole pole. Sasa imeanza, October ishaanza, pain usiku huku. The whole of her legs are paining. She can't sleep. Hizo dawa haziwork. I have to turn her. Like 30 minutes amelala hivi, amesikia uchungu, I turn her this way. 30 minutes amelala hivi, namturn face juu. Huku kunaanza, yani, unashindwa what's happening. Hakuna time alirudi shule that term. Because this thing progressed to a point where now ana need caregiving. In fact, after the physio now, kabisa, she couldn't even be able to go even to the washroom. I had to get a bucket nimwekee karibu bed. Anaenda hapo, then yeah, I just cleaned the place. Ilikuwa haezi hata kabisa. You know, initially alikuwa na need help ya kusimamishwa, ana move peke yake. Now even that kusimamishwa, ulikuwa unamsimamisha miguu inakataa kabisa. inaanza kuanguka. Now we are trying to wake up, and sometimes because I'm not ready, I'm thinking we are going, we used to fall with her, tunaanguka even kwa stairs, tushaianguka. So she's hurt herself. Yani sijui even me at some point, sijui ni nguvu ilikuwa imeisha ama ni hiyo psychological not prepared, but yeah, she started falling now kabisa. After the physio, the weakness became worse. It figured a point now, even you could tell she's like, unaona she's not okay. There's a lot of weakness. I had to be buying her Lucozade, Ribena, kitu ya kumpea kanguvu kidogo, and fruits, cause hakuwa na nguvu, appetite ikapotea, even eating was a problem. So I had to tell this doctor now, me mali tumefika, you need to help me. Hapa mali tuko, this girl is not getting well. We've gone to all these doctors, no one has given us a solution. Just tell us what to do. The guy alituandikia, sasa now ametuandikia MRI ya brain, ametuandikia test zingine kama 10, sijui 15, ametuandikia, ameturudisha tufanye nerve conduction test. Now, because the first one didn't do nerve conduction with something called EMG. Now we are being sent for the same test but different place. So tumerudia. All these tests, all these things we are doing are money. They cost money, they cost time. Mnaenda mahali, hata there's a day you spend like 100 Gs, you're like, then some tests you need like a week or 2 weeks zitoke, ndio sasa they figure out. So after doing all these tests, the MRI just shows sinuses. All this blood work shows vitamin D ndio iko low. These other ones hakuna. There's nothing showing. So the doctor, he wrote for us that she has fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is like guesswork, if you ask me. Hiyo ni kitu ya, okay, tumekosa everything. It's like something I read online called psychomatic. It's something that presents itself physically but is psychological. So hivyo ndio aliandika kwa report na akatupea dawa zake. So I'm like confused, what do we do? So uzuri, around the same time, I got a friend of mine who tulikuwa naye. I used to be in mass communication. So my friend started an autism foundation for kids with autism, because even her son has autism. She has a foundation called Mali Therapy. Her name is Pauline Wamukoya. So Pauline saw my story. I think I started putting it on Facebook, wapi, because now I needed help. This thing ilifika mahali, I can't do this alone, you know. Plus I need advice. I need to know where to get the right doctors. So Pauline reached out to me. She told me what she does and how she can be of help. So she told me she can be able to help me, connect me with the doctors that she uses in India to treat her patient. They can send someone, an occupational therapist, to come check Shannon, take all her reports from the time she was a baby till now, get all the symptoms she has, then reports I had, the MRIs, whatever I had, everything. So they took all that. They said they are going to consult, because it was a group of like four doctors, yeah. So they formed a WhatsApp. So we were talking. They were asking how she is, the symptoms, what we've been told, nini. So even for them, it took a while before they gave a diagnosis. But they gave us a diagnosis like a month later. This was, I think it was late October there when we got the diagnosis. Now they told us it's transverse myelitis. They explained it's a condition, it's a viral condition or an autoimmune that comes after a long time of infection. Like with her, it started because of the allergies. The way she had stayed for a long time without the treatment, it gave her an inflammation in the spine, which affected her brain and her nerves. That's what I got from their explanation. So from there, I decided, okay, now I have a symptom. I also inquired from friends and people that are close, and yeah, we looked at the disease. We Googled, of course, because no doctor knows about it here. They don't. They don't, but they can't tell you they don't. They'll just look at you like you're mad and you're telling them nonsense. So we just decided to pursue the India way. But now the doctor's advice, if you're not coming now, you need to get someone who can manage the situation before it progresses more. So around the same time, we were being told to look for a doctor. Unfortunately, Shannon had an attack, the allergy attack. She couldn't breathe. I had to rush her to South B Hospital. She was nebulized. She was given the painkillers, antibiotics, which they also did an X-ray. They said she has bronchitis, gave her bronchitis meds. So they managed that. But now, at the same time, the diarrhea with blood started. So I'm asking that doctor of South B if these things are related. Is like, no, that is a different issue. But I already know transphospholitis can give you a bad gut issues. If it's not the blood with the diarrhea, it's constipation with blood or just constipation. It affects your gut. So now I started inquiring again, what's happening? What do we do? So there's someone online who came to me and told me the son was told he had the same condition. Okay, she told me the son, from what I gathered, from what I got from your Facebook, I think your daughter has the same thing my son had. His son is small, like I think 7 or 9 there. So she told me the son started allergies, then he started numbing legs. But now she rushed the son to Hosi that time. So there's a doctor she saw in KNH. She told me, let me give you her number. She'll help you. So see, we went to this doctor. We were like, now we've found a solution. Here is it. We went to this doctor. The doctor assessed us for 2 hours. 2 hours just assessing, getting the reports. The doctor was like perplexed. She's like, this is not what I treat. This is different. I can't handle this. This, I don't know. She said she died, no. At least that was a good doctor. At least she said she died, no. She told me, I'll send you to Aga Khan to a doctor who can understand this. So again, we went to a neuro pediatrician, Aga Khan. Now that one, hata ni ule tu unaingia tu anaanza, I've handled this, I know. These things we've handled. These teenagers are nobody like this. So I'd already started getting bored because we are going back to psychological. So she started saying, she didn't have. Then she's like, sit in the bed. Did you do this? Nini? Amefanya vitu haraka haraka. Then she's like, you sit there. We'll, we already know what's happening with you. So I'm like, no, this is not it. I showed her the videos of how Shannon gets. I showed her like the way the legs zinaisha nguvu kabisa. And then she's like, okay. She was a bit confused. Then she told us, okay, since I've seen you've done most of the tests, you need to do an EEG. EEG is for the brain, I think, to check how the waves, I can't explain what an EEG does. we went to do an EEG. We did an EEG. It showed she has seizure disorder. I don't know whether I'm spelling it correctly. Seizure, Seizure disorder. So we went back to the doctor. She was like, okay. So I'm like, you see, it's not psychological. She's like, okay, brushing it off. So I'm asking her, what is the diagnosis? It's the seizure disorder. I'm like, that's a symptom. It's not the diagnosis. She's like, no, that's a disease. It actually is a disease. So she wrote for her the seizure meds. Akamwandikia kadhaa mingi. I'm telling you, after she started taking those meds, now Shannon was walking mbele, tunaenda nyuma, sideways, nini. She started having tremors. She started having neck pains. Oh, the neck pain had started earlier before, but now it became intense. So I started asking, because there's a medic, a cousin of mine, I started asking, kaniambia no, one of those drugs you are given is actually supposed to cause the seizure, stop it. So I'm like, why would someone give you something to stop the seizure but give you seizure? It's not making sense. Then for the vitamin D, she was given the jab. The doctor said the pain of the night is caused by the low vitamin D, itaisha. Wapi, nothing, it didn't help. It ni kama tu alipewa chumvi bas. It didn't help. So this now is another issue. Sasa tumeongezewa, amepewa madawa. Now I had to stop one of the drugs, but the doctor advised this other one, just continue with it, because we still need to stop the seizure, but hiyo si mbaya sana. So we started now inquiring. My friend sent me to an allergy doctor who saw her for allergies, gave her the sprays, the nasal sprays and all that, referred me to another doctor in Nairobi Hospital, Anderson Clinic. That doctor was like, in fact, it's a doctor we had seen, but now I think it's just the way you can meet a doctor in the main hospital and maybe not in the main. So we saw her, she was like, okay, we've done all these tests, but it's not, there's nothing that has changed. You have been given meds, there's nothing that has progressed. Now, what I need you to do is try the spinal tap. But even for me, I had done my own research. I had known the only test remaining is spinal tap. That is where they remove the fluid from the spine. So she was like, the only way I can do this is maybe refer you to a different clinic, because I explained I've exhausted my funds. SHA is not covering anything. I don't have any other insurance, so I need a hospital, because it was explained to me she has to be admitted for that to be done. It's not a simple procedure, and she needs to be observed because it can give her some effects, some issues. So she referred me to KU referral. KU referral, we went. Now the doctor there even started telling us we do some blood work. We don't do the CSF. The CSF is the spinal tap. No, I was like, no, there's no way we are starting now to do other things that I wasn't coming here to do. I became adamant. We are doing the spinal tap, is the spinal tap, and that's it. So she had to be admitted. They did the spinal tap the next day. After that, she was discharged. Actually, she was discharged yesterday after the spinal tap. But it has also given her, of course, the pain, because it's not a simple procedure. She's still numbing legs. She still has the neck pain. There's another symptom she normally has in the morning, blurry eyes. Her eyes become so red, and she sees blurry visions. The tremors are still there on and off. But that's where we are right now. we are waiting for those tests to come in 2, 4, 6 weeks. Hatukuambiwa vizuri. We were told it could be 2, 4 or 6 weeks because some tests are not done in Kenya. They have to go out. But what I can say is all this process, all this going round is what has exhausted us so much. We haven't slept in a while. Since the pain started, we have not slept. The only time she can have sleep is between like 6 in the morning, 7 to around 11. And most of the time we are in hospital. When you go to hospital, it's like the whole day because of the queues. The doctor is late, nini. So what I can say is, honestly, I don't think the doctors know what they're doing here. I don't think they know. Because if they knew, we could be at least having some progression with her. They could be at least knowing what to do. Okay, somehow I can't blame them fully because maybe the tests are not showing. But I blame them for not trying to understand a new thing. In every career, there's always something new that's coming up. Even in film, I'm sure there are new equipment every day. There are new cameras. There are new ways of doing things. Things progress. So I can blame them for not trying to understand. This thing is rare. I'm 100% it's transverse myelitis because all the symptoms are showing. Whatever Shannon has is this. Okay, I know the doctors there are going to do their tests from the word go, from scratch to now. I am 100% sure certain it's this because I've met someone also using through a post I did, then Alvan Love made it public. That lady reached out to me. In fact, she came to visit Shannon in hospital yesterday. She has the same condition, the same symptoms, but the difference with hers and Shannon is the numbing. Her numbing is upper, like the hands. This one is the lower, but the rest, the gut issues, the tremors, the blurry eyes, the neck pain is the same. She has been in hospital since Feb 2022. They have never managed her symptom. She could be okay today, but just like Shannon, whenever an allergy attacks her, it becomes worse. Whenever it's cold, the issue is worse. These symptoms present themselves in the morning, evening mostly. Huku mchana, it's mostly itakuwa tu numbing, but you'll find maybe she can walk a bit, she can push her legs. But when it's cold, it becomes worse. So I can say we need doctors to understand, like, to stop playing with people's lives. These are people's lives at stake. I've not met even that only lady. I met a few people, in fact, I can say like 5, who have been in hospital and doctors don't know what it is they have. It's just test, go here, go there, do this, And I'm sure there's something going on. Because it can't be everyone has psychological issues. Do you know what happened? That lady told me she has been told all this time it's psychological. It's all in her head. And it comes to a point where even your family starts doubting you. You look like a mad person. So this thing needs you to have strength. It needs you to have not a don't care attitude. That attitude of like putting a wall, like you can take this in and remove this, because you'll get a lot of backlash, you'll get a lot of attacks. Then everyone is like, umerogwa, hii ni rogi, sijui ulikosea wazazi, sijui, people are so traditional here. When you have such a condition, in fact, anyone, whoever has a condition that they don't understand, assuming, there's a football player who was diagnosed with an autoimmune. They didn't also understand at first what was happening. Wewe umekuwa ukikimbia all your life, you are very active. Just like Shannon, she plays football. Then all of a sudden, your legs are numbing, you can't do much. Of course, it's going to affect you. Who wouldn't be affected by that? It's going to affect you because also you can't sleep. It gives her insomnia. It's going to affect her because how are people looking at her? Wale mabeshte walikuwa najua natembea niko poa, sahi wako woye woye. She doesn't even like that pity party. She doesn't. So it's going to affect her in so many ways. But I can say the strength I have right now is because of Shannon. Shannon has a lot of strength. Even in pain, unapata akona pain mingi, but anajikaza kwa story. She is very humorous. Everyone who has come to see her, she's like, hey, kwani uko aje? But I know it's giving yourself strength because we both have the belief she's going to walk. We both have the faith she's going to walk. It might seem dark. It's like the way you see dark before the light. It's always darkest before dawn. So we have the faith. We talk about this all the time. I sit with her and we have a conversation about it. And we are very certain it's going to work. All we need right now is to move fast. Because the more it progresses, the more it's going to be hard on her. This thing can give you paralysis at some point if not treated. So whatever we are being advised from India makes more sense than here. Okay, here we don't have anything. We can't say that we have something. No, we are just looking for a management thing for her not to progress. But since we are not getting, all we want is for her to get the best doctors, the people who have, managed this before. And I know for a fact these people have handled these cases before. Yes, it's a very rare disease. This is a disease, zile tunasemanga za wazungu. It's not, by the people have known about GBS. GBS is Guillain-Barré syndrome. There's myasthenia gravis. There's MS, multiple sclerosis. All those are autoimmune, but they have almost similar symptoms. Sometimes you might confuse because even the doctors are like, it's like symptoms for this, but we're not getting for this. So probably the spinal tap will show, but the symptoms are normally similar. But now the difference is like GBS, you'll find within 3 months, the numbing imeisha. You'll find multiple sclerosis. By the multiple sclerosis is the closest to transverse. It's the closest from my research. I'm not a medic. So there I can't tell you 100, but from Google, our brother Google, I can tell there's similarities. But the stress has been a lot because of the financial strain. One, I was fired, is it two weeks ago? I was fired. My bosses, I think, couldn't understand why I'm not consistent, although I used to work from home and deliver and do the work like I'm supposed to. Anyway, that's a story for another day. They strain because I also have depleted all my funds. I use all my cash. We've used almost 500,000 already. And I've had even to start borrowing from people. India needs like 3.5 million to be able to treat her, to be able to manage the flights and all that. So I'm looking for that 3.5 million. I don't have it, but I'm hopeful. I have a fundraiser on the 22nd December. CID training school in South Sea. I'm also looking for people who can come through. I don't know who can come through for us. I can't pinpoint. I don't know. This is an issue that I trust and believe God will send destiny helpers. Same as how I can say the spiritual part of me has really awoken. Because first of all, my church has been very, very supportive. Mavuno Church. There's always someone coming to see us here. There's always someone bringing us food. There's always someone, like Sunday, there was a whole group, even the Pasi coming. They're doing a lot, even their prayers they do on Tuesdays for Shannon. There's a lot of faith, hope, even waking me up to tell me, how have you slept? How is your baby? There's someone coming sometime to take us to Hosi. Tunazunguka naye the whole day, and they're like, it's okay, don't worry. There are a few friends here and there who have helped me maneuver, but we still aren't there. We still aren't there. There's a lot to be done in terms of finances. Maybe I can tell you, if I had the cash right now, if I could sell a kidney or a liver, sijui ni part gani, masikio, macho, naweza peana, I can go to India. I can just go, because I don't want to see my daughter suffering. I may suffer enough. She's suffered too much. It's just sad. It's just sad. We're just holding prayers every day and every time to tell God to just listen to us, to be there, to show us the way. We don't know even if we'll get to India. We might just get a miraculous way of someone helping us here, but honestly, Mimi, I don't have so much hope here. Probably someone will see this and give us the help. I don't know. But yeah. We organized the fundraiser as with friends, and I also got a paybill where people are sending cash to. You can send anything. No amount is small. Trust you me, it's not small. Moving from here to hospital, that's cab money. We need cab money. We need consultation. Every consultation to a doctor is between 4,000 to 10, depending where you're going. Because we are seeing specialists. Every time we go to a doctor, they write to us new meds. So I have to buy medication. These medications are not cheap. Some of them you'll buy even one tablet for 150, 200 bob. And you are given a prescription for a month. They're not cheap. So there's a lot of things that we need. But I'm not saying India is 100. No one is 100. God is the one who heals. But I have more faith there because I've seen proof from what I've seen online. I've not been in India, by the way. But yeah, I like to try. I like to try because here there's no progress at all. There's no progress at all. So if there's someone out there who can help this girl walk, who can help her get back her normal life, help her go back to school. Sasa miss the whole of that term. She's supposed to go to Form 2. She's missed a lot. We don't even know. Maybe hata hii kitu inaweza isha kesho, I don't know. But I want to try. I can't keep on seeing her suffer like this. It's not funny. It's not easy. But she gives me strength. Yeah, I have to try for her. I have to. We are doing our contribution through the paybill number 7653464, account number 827262. Then the name that appears on that is Shannon Elizabeth Sein Medical Fund. If anyone wants to reach out to me, they can call me, WhatsApp me, text me, even if I'm not able to respond immediately, on 0720 560 328. 0720 560 328.